Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Intuitive Art Mediums. Thank you so much for being here for the Virgo New Moon Pick a Card Tarot reading. Now, this is the second Virgo New Moon in this Virgo season, and it comes with a solar eclipse. This will occur on Sunday, September 21st. And then the moon will shift into Libra shortly after that. And the following day, the sun will also move into Libra. And we will have the autumn equinox. So there's a lot of shifting energies with this second Virgo new moon in Virgo season, followed by the autumn equinox. And then we also have what is called a lunar reversal, where in September, October, we will have the full moon in Aries preceding the new moon in Libra, instead of the new moon in Libra preceding the full moon in Aries. We also have planets the outer planets that have gone in retrograde and are also retrograding back to the previous signs that they were in. So you might feel like that things are getting reorganized, and yes, they are. Things are getting shuffled around. You might feel like this is an opportunity to review and reorganize and prepare for the autumn, but it can also bring about some confusion with unexpected changes and shifts, and feeling like you're backpedaling or taking a few steps back. But if you are taking a few steps back, it's giving you an opportunity to get a new perspective. Look at what's shifting around in your personal life. So the oracle decks that I will be using for this reading will be the Queen of the Moon Oracle, the Queen of the Sun Oracle, since we are going to be experiencing that solar eclipse, and then Moonology messages, and then the Rooted Woman Oracle. I will be reading the meaning of your card from this book. And we have 3 piles to choose from. This is pile 1 with the Rainbow Obsidian Sphere. This is pile 2 with the Citrine Organite Pyramid. In pile 3, we have the Selenite Sphere. Take your time in choosing your pile. You may be drawn to more than one pile, and that's your intuition letting you know that there's a message for you in that pile as well. I'll begin with pile 1. There'll be timestamps down below for the other readings, and I will meet you at your reading. Hello, pile 1. If you were drawn to the Rainbow Obsidian Sphere, welcome to your reading. We're going to begin your reading with your 3 Moon and Sun cards. And we start with number 4, Waxing Crescent 2, Acceptance. Okay, so this is saying, don't resist. Accept what's flowing. And your next card is number 40 with Flares, the Unexpected. Okay, with these solar flares, I feel like that could be associated with this 3-eye Atlas asteroid that is flying through our solar system. You may have heard about it on YouTube. There's a wonderful geophysicist, Stephen Burns, that covers this three-eye atlas information and the activity that it's causing with the sun, causing the sun to create these solar flares, but also how that interacts with our planet Earth, as well as what's going on with our solar system, because as this comet is flying through the ecliptic of our solar system, it is dispersing the contents of what it's made up of. So there can be some unexpected shifts going on, and I do feel like that this could be some cosmic growth in our consciousness, new perspectives, and those of you who relate to star seeds and light downloads, you will be more sensitive to these energetic changes, as well as the electromagnetic shifts within our planet Earth. You're going to be feeling these unexpected shifts. And then your moonology message is moonlight and enchanted. So this is, I feel like that this is really positive. Some unexpected enchantment, and you're meant to accept these enchanted gifts, these enchanted light downloads, messages from your starseed guides, from the cosmos, your ancestors. And I feel like that things are also going to be waking up within you genetically, as these light downloads are going to be activating those things within your being. Okay, let's get some tarot cards on here for you. I am using the Tarot of the Moon Garden. And we're going to look at opportunities for change. We have the Ace of Staffs, a new beginning, inspiration. Next, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Things are shifting, so there can be some unexpected shifts. And I feel like that these can be positive opportunities. Next, we have the Tower. This unexpected opportunity could come in disguise. This is divine intervention. And as I said in the introduction, some of you might be expecting or feeling some of those retrograde energies from the outer planets, where you feel like you're going back, you're getting a better perspective. And with this Tower card, which is unexpected, sudden changes, bringing you back to the basics, bringing you back to your roots, it's giving you a fresh perspective. Next, we have Death. Okay, this is death, transformation, and rebirth. So I do feel like the Tower card is clearing things out of your life and preparing you for transformation and something coming forth, some enchantment, I feel, especially with this Ace of Staffs and Wheel of Fortune here. Seven of Pentacles, an opportunity to contemplate what is going on, shifting your perspective, giving you an opportunity to reflect, review, and decide what you want to do with this unexpected shift. The bottom of the deck, we have the High Priestess. So I do feel like that your intuition is getting upgraded, and it might take a little bit of time to make those adjustments within your body, because you're going to feel those downloads in your body. You might feel tired, exhausted, or sudden burst of energy. And I feel like that many of you might be feeling like doing some autumn cleaning, clearing things out from the summer, preparing for the autumn and winter months. You might be doing some harvesting with this Death card, taking that harvest, canning and preserving and drying. That's the transformation and the rebirth to use those products later on. And with the Seven of Pentacles, you might be thinking of doing things a little bit differently. The Seven of Pentacles is about, is the time right? Is this fruit ripe for the picking? And you're going to intuitively know when that time is right. You're going to feel, and these urges might come to you unexpectedly. You might suddenly feel the urge to start a creative project, or cleaning out the clutter in a space or room, or in your yard, your garden. Let's get some clarifying cards down here for you. Okay, this card literally flew out as I was about ready to shuffle. The Knight of Swords. The Knights are instigators of change, and he is here to help you clear your path. And that's with the Ace of Staves. So I feel like that some of you might be doing some rearranging in your home, clearing out the clutter, making room for creativity and inspiration to grow. You're feeling the shifts of these energies, and they are powerful transformational shifts, with the Tower and Death card following. On the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Two of Cups. Okay, this could have to do with relationships. This can also be relationship with yourself, your divine feminine, divine masculine energy, finding balance, beginning a new relationship with yourself or with another. Sometimes the Two of Cups can be a platonic relationship as well. And with it being on the Wheel of Fortune, you might be evaluating your current relationships. Are these people that are around you, do they resonate with you? Or does their energy feel different? Are they not growing with you? And there's nothing wrong when we outgrow friendships. It happens to all of us. And then again, it can be that you are reunited with an old friend and you discover that you still resonate with that old friend. And this could be a breakthrough moment for you. This could also help you, let go of friends that, or you might find friends are letting you go as well, because you just don't resonate with each other. And that's okay. You're making room for new growth. You're making room for transformation and rebirth for yourself. Okay, on the Tower card, we have the Ten of Wands. Okay, I feel like that you're releasing some burdens. The Ten of Wands is bringing in the harvest. And yes, that's a great responsibility. It can be burdensome. But with the Tower card, I feel that once you get this task done, there's relief here, because you're going to be using that harvest to help you get through the autumn and winter months. I do feel like that celebration will be following that. On the Death card, we have the Five of Cups. This is a card of sorrow. So yes, you may be grieving the loss of friends or relations, not necessarily to death, but just a parting of ways. And you might be reminiscent and thinking about, thinking about that relationship so that you can accept the shifts, the changes. Just as a caterpillar goes into the cocoon and the caterpillar dissolves and transforms into a butterfly. And give yourself this time to grieve. Just don't get sucked into the vortex of your own sorrow and grief. You have two other cups over here for you to work with that still are filled with joy and healing. On the Seven of Pentacles, we have the Magician, working your magic. Maybe with the Seven of Pentacles, you have been studying different types of magical techniques or manifestation techniques, letting go, or just tapping into your own energies, because your energies are shifting and changing and evolving. And I feel like that you are tuning into that as above, so below energy. There is a lot of stuff happening in the cosmos, in our own solar system, as this interstellar, something that came from beyond our Oort cloud and is coming in through the elliptical orbits of our solar system, and it's going to do a flyby Mars, and then it's going to do a flyby Jupiter. And I'm sure that you'll see plenty of updates on the 3-eye atlas, shifts, progressions as it goes through our solar system. So let's get you the Rooted Woman card. I will be reading the meaning of this card from the book. And we have for you Pilgrimage with number 3. Okay, so pilgrimage. The pilgrim's journey is always spiritual in nature. It's undertaken in order to have a revelation of some kind or to find some deeper understanding of the world and our place in it. A pilgrimage asks that we give up everything so we might learn what is truly ours to keep. It's a sacred search for knowledge, a search for becoming, and a pilgrimage begins also with a longing for deep connection, for true, nurturing community, or simply for change. And I feel like that is very much expressed here with the Wheel of Fortune, shifting of relationships with that Two of Cups, the Tower, maybe releasing responsibilities, bringing in your harvest because you're reaping what you've sown. And the Death card, feeling that sorrow, that release, that deep reflection, because the Five of Cups is also in that grieving a time to honor that which we are letting go. And then we have the Magician. You're opening up for new magic. And with that being on the Seven of Pentacles, you are doing some deep contemplations on your energy shifts, the magic that is flowing all around you and through you. You are truly feeling enchanted at this time. A pilgrimage, above all, asks us to surrender to the journey and open ourselves up to new ways of traveling and seeing. The pilgrim's path is designed to wind its way across unknown and often rough territory. And the long, arduous journey requires endurance, resilience, and focus. And that is this 10 of Wands, that resilience. Your resilience is being tested and strengthened. But there's nothing for it but to keep walking, step by bumpy step, one foot in front of the other. And remember, I said that we were going through this lunar reversal, and you might feel like that you're taking a couple steps back, or just feeling like you're falling back, sliding down, to give you a different perspective, to change your perspective on the changes that are occurring in your life, which is going to resonate differently with each of us. The path will fade behind you, and there will be no way back, just as there's no return from the destruction of the tower. You must go through this death, transformation, and rebirth. And maybe you are grieving things that you're losing about yourself. Maybe you've outgrown certain aspects of who you are. You know, just as a child comes into being a teenager, they outgrow being a child. Just as that teenager grows into the adult and has responsibilities, there can be, you know, a shift in themselves, their self-identity. And I do feel like that some of you might be going through an identity crisis. That could be part of your pilgrimage, and you're discovering your own power, the responsibility that you have for your energy, your own power, your own magic, and what you do with that. And once you understand just how far you must travel, it can be hard to confront the long, challenging road ahead. That's why we must look for and be able to welcome the help of alliances along the way. Here's that Two of Cups with the Wheel of Fortune. As the Wheel of Fortune changes, new alliances that you are meant to accept. Okay, the most valuable allies are those who teach us that we cannot succeed alone and more. And the archetype of the Magician is the teacher. Okay, the most valuable allies are those who teach us that we cannot succeed alone and more, that it's meaningless to succeed alone. For an essential feature of the heroine's journey is uncovering the joys of the necessity for community. Pilgrim paths are peopled by many others, and if we're open, we'll find many kinds of allies along the way. Only some of them are human. And this makes me think of the Wizard of Oz and Dorothy going down the yellow brick road, and she finds her three companions with the Scarecrow, the Cowardly Lion, and the Tin Man. And so we find unlikely companions. And we discover that even though we are searching for different things, our path is along the same pathway. So I do feel like that you are going to have allies and teachers, and you're going to share your knowledge with each other. You're going to be encouraging each other through your own individual challenges. And by that encouragement to your companions on your pilgrimage, you are going to grow yourself. All right, let's get you a few cards from Moon Magic, and then we'll get you a few cards from the Everyday Magic, Everyday Spells. Okay, here is the artwork, and notice we have two people here that are embracing each other. I feel like that is the Two of Cups. Your relationships are shifting, and if you don't resist and just accept, you will find unexpected enchantment. And we have, I choose to nourish myself and enrich my life. Here's your artwork, and we have the new moon. Well, this is the Virgo new moon. I accept renewal and delight in fresh start. And the Tower is giving you that fresh start through the death, the transformation, and the Seven of Pentacles, where you will see things differently. And here is your third Moon Magic card. And we have the Waxing Crescent. I seek truth and act upon my realizations. I feel like that this is very positive messages for this new moon in Virgo. Okay, let's get you some everyday spell cards for magic that you can do during new moon. New moon is a great time for beginning projects, beginning spells that take longer than a day. And Virgo represents healing. It's about self-healing, digestion. Maybe you are changing your diet, eating healthier, especially if you are bringing things in from your garden. Okay, we have for you resourcefulness. Make your own sigils. Choose a word you want to embody, like wealth, trust, or focus. Break down the word into the shapes that make it up. The zigzag of W, the curve of an S, and the loop of an O. Rearrange those shapes artistically, forming intricate patterns inside a larger shape, like a triangle, circle, square, or star. Sigils can be inscribed into candles, posted on your door, or even tucked into a phone case to carry your intentions with you all day. And I feel like that on your pilgrimage, you will be resourceful. You'll learn how to be resourceful. Next, we have protection. Okay, a VIP list. A visiting guest may unintentionally come with a +1 negative energy. When you know someone is going to visit you, light a white candle in the first room they will enter to subtly prevent any negative energies from entering your home with them. Potted basil by the door is an additional deterrent, easily at hand in case of unexpected arrivals. That's interesting because I happen to have basil plant growing in the solarium, which is right at my front door. So I have that protection. I also have white candles, little tea lights in there as well. So sometimes this can be a confirmation to actions that you've already taken. And finally, we have attraction. Okay, attract or repel energies. Stir your tea or coffee clockwise to draw in positive, or counterclockwise to unspool negativity. This is a subtle, no incantation spell, so you can perform it anywhere, even amongst the magically uninitiated. So you can do this with teas. For example, if you are drinking a green tea or tea to help you lose weight, you can stir it counterclockwise to help you lose the weight. If you are drinking a tea that promotes health and well-being, wellness teas, you can then stir it clockwise to make that more potent. And if you happen to do Reiki, you can also infuse your drinks with Reiki. You can also infuse your foods with Reiki. And you can stir clockwise or counterclockwise in whatever you're cooking. So I'm going to conclude your reading here, Pile 1. I hope that you enjoyed it and that it resonated with you. And until next time, take care and blessed be, my friends. Hello, Pile 2. If you were drawn to the citrine organite pyramid with the flower of life, welcome to your reading. One of the things that I love about citrine is that it is one of the 2 stones that never need to be cleansed because it's self-cleansing. It transmutes negative energy into light. So let's take a look at your 3 oracle cards first. And we begin with number 14 and Sol Invictus, life. Okay, so this reading is going to be about life. And next we have number 15, waxing gibbous moon, action. Okay, so taking action in your life. Here we have 14 and 15. And then we have drawing down the moon with knowledge. Okay, so I feel like that those of you who are drawn to this pile, life is a teacher. It's encouraging you to take action. Perhaps this is learning and expanding your knowledge about life, maybe about your life experiences. This could take the form of journaling, dream work, meditations, contemplations, and just writing down your life experiences. This could also be creative, doing paintings, drawings, dancing, as we have this person taking action with freedom of movement. This can also be exercising, learning more about different ways to exercise. Maybe as you're evolving in your own life, there are just certain exercises that, you can't do, or maybe you're rehabilitating from an injury, and you can learn about new exercises that can help you overcome those changes or setbacks in your physical life if you've had any injuries. You're meant to learn about taking action in your own life, taking responsibility for your action in life. Again, life is a teacher. So let's go a little bit deeper in this. I do feel like that this is helping you to expand in your wisdom, in your health, in your life. Maybe you're going through a life change and you're wondering, what should I do now? What do you want to do at this time? What is calling to you? And I am using the Tarot of the Moon Garden for this reading. And this can bring about opportunities for change as well. And we have the Two of Cups. Okay, this can be new relationships. These can be platonic relationships. This can be establishing a new relationship with yourself, both your divine feminine and divine masculine energies, to bring them into balance. These could also be different interests that you have that you didn't think, came together nicely, but now you're learning that they're actually entwining. Maybe you're learning that your life experiences have brought you to this moment, preparing you for this moment in your life. Then we have the Emperor. This is very nice. This is taking charge of your own life, taking responsibility. The Emperor is ruled by Aries, and we will be having the Aries full moon as our next full moon as we enter Libra season. Aries is the opposing sign of Libra. So I do feel like that you're coming into your own power. You're understanding more deeply of who you are and what you're really capable of doing. You're stronger than you know. And Aries is all about taking action. Next, we have the Six of Staves. Here we have a card of victory. Next, we have the Ten of Pentacles. This is a card of wealth, legacy, family, inheritance, what you've inherited from your family. It's not necessarily wealth, but it could be how you were brought up, your ethics, your morals. And maybe they're different from your family, what you were raised to believe. Maybe you are changing that. If you notice, they're walking under a bridge. That's a threshold. You're walking through a new threshold. And this is bringing to you a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of experience. And this could also be a career change for you as well. And then we have the Magician. I love it. Coming into your own power. We have the Emperor with the Magician. The mastery of yourself, the mastery of your own life, the freedom. And this Ten of Pentacles can certainly represent the financial freedom to do as you wish. And with the Six of Staves before the Ten of Pentacles, maybe there is a financial windfall, winning the lottery, winning big money, or getting a big return on your investments. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Cups. So I do see that this is going to actually enable you to walk away from something that no longer serves you, so that you can embrace your more magical energies, your more tuning into who you are, learning who you are, knowing yourself, because that is the greatest power. Because the more you know yourself, the more you'll recognize others, what's in others. And this can sometimes make others feel uncomfortable around you. This is why magicians so often spend a lot of time alone, because they recognize in other people what they've already recognized within themselves. And granted, we are individuals, but sometimes people can get uncomfortable when you see into their soul. And it's just because we're all part of the one. We are all humans, and we all have similar experiences. Even though our lives may be different, we are all human beings. We are all born out of woman. No matter where we live on this planet, if we could look more deeply at what we have in common rather than focus on differences or what we want to take from others. On the Two of Cups, we have the Hermit. Okay, the Hermit in many ways reminds me of the Magician. This is the dark night of the soul. This is discovering your own soul light, because it is your soul light that guides you through the darkness of that dark night of the soul. And with it being on the Two of Cups, this could be you maybe taking a break from a relationship, or as I said previously, balancing your own divine feminine, divine masculine energies. I mean, here with the Action card, we have feminine energy. With the Life card, we have masculine energy. On the Emperor, we have the Tower. Okay, coming back to the basics of who we are, coming back to the beginning. And Aries represents the beginning of the astral wheel. It represents when the sun enters Aries, we experience the spring equinox. So something that you began last spring could be coming to fruition with this autumn equinox as the sun enters the opposite sign of Aries, which is Libra. And that is going to occur the day after this Virgo new moon solar eclipse. So there could be a shift coming back to who you are, coming back to your basics. The Hermit coming back into their own darkness. What is it that, tuning into your true life calling? And this Tower, this divine intervention, and maybe a lot of things have just been not going right for you, but it feels like it's breaking you down. And yes, it is, because it wants you to come back to your foundations, to come back to the simplicity of what it is that is your purpose. On the Six of Staffs, we have the Nine of Wands, protecting your victory. What have you won? You have won yourself. You have won your self-identity. You know who you are through these trials and tribulations. And now you're ready to set up boundaries to protect yourself. You're no longer afraid to protect yourself. Maybe with this Tower card, things have just been taken away from you. And now you want to protect that which is left. And that is the victory of the Six of Wands and setting up the boundaries. So I do feel like that you will be successful with setting up and maintaining your boundaries. On the Ten of Pentacles, we have the Six of Swords. Okay, getting out of the choppy waters into the calming waters. This is also going on a retreat of healing. And with this Hermit card, and after this Tower card, it might be wise to spend some time alone in nature, in a healing retreat. And this doesn't mean you have to go spend money at a healing retreat and do all these meditations and stuff. And I mean, certainly if you need that kind of structure, that can be helpful, but you can set that up for yourself. Virgo is very good at creating schedules and lists and doing creating lists for tasks that need to be completed. And the Six of Swords is, and with it being on the Ten of Pentacles, this could be coming out of some financial difficulty and moving towards a financial success that kind of comes unexpectedly, because we do have this Tower card where things can occur unexpectedly. On the Magician, we have the Eight of Cups, moving away from that which no longer serves you. And what did I say? At the bottom of this deck, you have the Eight of Cups. So I do feel like that this is a confirmation that you are walking away from that which no longer serves you. And further confirmation, at the bottom of the deck here, we have the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Discernment and Evaluation, cutting the cords, like this Tower card, from any energies, anybody that is robbing you of your time, your energy, your resources. I feel like with this Hermit card on the Two of Cups, you might be disappearing from other people's lives. You just don't resonate with them. And it could very well be because the only time they called you is when they needed a favor. Could you come babysit for me? Can you do this errand? I need a ride for this or that. Or can you help me out with, you know, these chores that I'm overwhelmed with? And you are going to be successful in setting up your boundaries and maybe saying no to some of these people because you yourself are working on your own life projects. And again, I feel like that you might be walking away from people that no longer serve you, situations that no longer serve you. You are evolving. In the Eight of Cups, you are moving towards the sun. Your hopes, dreams, aspirations. And with it being on the Magician, I do feel like that the Magician's energies are pulling you towards the light. Okay, let's get you a card from the Rooted Woman. I will be reading your card from this deck. And we have for you the lake, what lurks beneath. Okay, this is a beautiful card with that Hermit card, the Magician, and even with Soul Evictus, knowing yourself, getting in touch with your shadow self, drawing down the moon. Okay, let's read the card. In European myths and folklore, lakes are mysterious, magical, and sometimes ominous places. The Welsh mythology, for example, the gateway to Awen, the Welsh name for the other world, could often be found at the bottom of deep lakes. In Gaelic traditions of Scotland and Ireland, lakes could harbor monsters such as the Usage, the water horse. To me, what's coming to mind is the Loch Ness Monster. So we have the water horse who would steal away any unsuspecting maiden and carry her to his home at the bottom of the lake to be his wife. And this makes me think of Poseidon, who caught up Medusa and brought her into the depths of his ocean. Okay, the ancient Greek philosopher Socrates exhorted us to know thyself. Okay, another confirmation, because I said that earlier here with the hermit and the magician and just this whole journey. And even with this Six of Swords, checking in with yourself. How have you changed? How have you evolved? And in that spirit, the lake card invites us to confront our own monsters and to explore our shadow side. According to Carl Jung, the shadow archetype isn't necessarily the dark side of us. Rather, it represents all the personal traits we've ignored, denied, or cut off from our awareness in order to create what we imagine to be a functioning personality. In working with the shadow, our aim should not be to suppress or repress any aspect of who we are, but to come to know all sides of ourselves. This is the drawing down of the moon, drawing down into the unconscious. The moon represents our emotions. Understanding your emotions, especially if a situation triggered you, or if a person triggered you, or maybe even a place triggered you. You can take some time to contemplate, to meditate on that. Why did I feel those feelings? Okay, to integrate the shadow is to confront our inner demons and acknowledge the darkness within us, because being conscious of this is the only way to understand and deal with our destructive tendencies. This work then involves the inner strength and commitment to be able to question our core beliefs and values. But the rewards are great. In coming to understand who we really are, we can make significant progress along our heroine's journey and move into new, authentic, and meaningful stage of life. Okay, and even with the Hermit and the Two of Cups, balancing the feminine and masculine divine energies. The feminine energy being the darkness, the shadow, and or yin energy, and the masculine being that yang energy, conscious and light. And here it is in the darkness that you are able to see your soul light to give you guidance. Okay, let's get you a few moon magic cards, and then we'll get you a few everyday spells, because it's always fun to do magic, and new moons are a great time for beginning projects and spells. So this card flew out, and we have the new moon. Okay, this is the second new moon in Virgo. I accept renewal, delight in fresh starts. And this Tower card is most definitely giving you a fresh start. Even this Eight of Cups is giving you a fresh start on a journey to somewhere else, to the light. It's like you're emerging out of the lake, what lurks beneath, and you're heading now towards the light. Especially after that Tower card with the Emperor. knowing yourself, because the Emperor ruled by Aries is the self. It is the ego. Okay, here is your next card. And we have the Waxing Gibbous 3. I teach people how to treat me. I think that speaks perfectly to that Six of Staffs of victory and the Nine of Wands on top of that, setting up your boundaries. You are a seasoned warrior. You now know how to recognize those who want to walk all over and take advantage of you. Here is your next card, and we have Eclipse. Okay, this is the Virgo solar eclipse. I know myself deeply and find myself worthy. That is the deeper knowledge that you are drawing down into yourself, and that is going to guide you into taking new action in your life. Okay, let's end your reading with a few everyday spells for busy witches. Okay, here we have Banish, and we certainly have some energy cards of banishment, like with this Tower card and the Eight of Cups, walking away from something. Banish. Release the past. Let go of the things from the past that are dragging you down. Gather a length of string and put a knot in it for each thing. Experience, person, or belief you want to let go of. With a pair of scissors, cut off one knot at a time, saying, I let go of that which no longer serves me, with each cut. Now, you can do this gradually, maybe tie the knots in your cords, or maybe if it involves another person, tying two threads together, one thread representing the other person, one thread representing you, and meditating on that knot before you snip it. And then you may want to journal before and after this cutting of each knot to help you release the past. This can also represent behavioral changes that you want to make, breaking bad habits. You can make this release the past into anything that you want to banish and release. And then, of course, with the banishing, we have cleanse. Okay, wave goodbye to restless nights. Prepare your bed for a restful night's sleep by cleansing it of negative energy. When we can't sleep, tossing and turning, this energy can sink into our bedding and carry into the next night. Banish restless energy for a better night's sleep by meditating on cleansing light while you make the bed, or misting the pillows with lavender water. And I find this very helpful. And they have even made lavender mists that also have melatonin, or help produce melatonin, for a more relaxing, peaceful sleep. But you can also put a lavender satchel under your pillow, a little sachet pillow, a dream pillow, if that, makes you feel like that would be helpful, or add another little magical touch. And finally, we have connection. Connecting with yourself after you've banished the negative energies and you've cleansed, re-energizing, you're ready for connection. And here we have enchant your lips for confident communication. Nail your presentation or breeze through customer service with a little magical aid in your hands. Hold a lipstick or chapstick, a clear quartz or carnelian crystal. Chant over the items. gift of gab and silver tongue, learn the words the sirens sung. Use your enchanted lip balm until the tube runs out, and you'll speak with more power and poise. And we also have the Magician below that 8 of Cups. So this could be also, you know, saying a tactful goodbye, you know, not, you know, just like, okay, I've outgrown this job, I've outgrown this relationship. You know, it's not your responsibility how the other person responds. You know, they should be happy for you if you're doing something for your own higher good. And again, it is not your responsibility. We have that 6 of Swords here, moving away from the choppy waters into the calming, healing waters. So I'm going to end your reading here, pile 2. I hope you enjoyed it and found it inspiring and helpful. And until next time, take care and blessed be, my friends. Hello, pile 3. If you were drawn to the selenite sphere, welcome to your reading. So we're first going to look at your 3 oracle cards for this second Virgo new moon with a solar eclipse the day before the autumn equinox. And we begin with moon rising, truth. And this is really nice too, because with a new moon, it is the rising of the moon cycles. It's the beginning. So I feel like that there's truth that is rising for you. Next, we have number 23 with the last quarter moon, gratitude. Okay, I feel like that you're going to be very grateful for this truth that's being revealed to you. And then we have number 17 with Hathor and joy. And this is really nice because both gratitude and joy vibrate at the same frequency. So I do feel like that this truth that is being revealed to you is going to expand your gratitude and joy. It's something that's going to bring happiness to your life. So let's go deeper into this reading with the tarot. I am using the tarot of the Moon Garden for this reading for the second new moon in Virgo that will be occurring on September 21st, the day before the autumn equinox. Okay, we have the Hermit. Okay, this is interesting because the Hermit has shown up in some way in each of the 3 readings. So I do feel like that a greater truth of who you are, your life's purpose, is being revealed to you. You're learning a greater truth about yourself. And I feel like that in this reading, this truth is bringing you a great deal of joy and gratitude. The Hermit does represent the dark night of the soul, and it is ruled by Virgo, and we are in Virgo season still. Next, we have the King of Cups, balancing your emotional energies, emotional mastery, going with the flow. And rather than getting agitated by the shifts of the emotional currents, you're able to go with the flow. And I also feel like that brings you joy and gratitude. And I also feel like that this is shifting your perspective. Rather than looking at some of the waves as being scary, you're looking at it with excitement. That, you know, like, I'm going to go on this fantastic roller coaster ride, and it's going to be such fun. And just having that childlike energy. And I do feel like that the Hermit energy here is helping you to shift your perspective on what is going on in your life and accepting the lessons that you are learning with gratitude. Next, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, confirmation, two things are shifting. And here I feel like things are getting better for you because we have joy and gratitude here. Next, we have the Six of Staffs, victory. So you are shifting towards a victory, overcoming something. And then we have the Page of Cups. To me, the Page of Cups is inspiring creativity through your emotions, expressing your emotions. The pages also represent youthful energy. This could also be the beginning of new creative projects that are expressing your emotions in a meaningful way. The bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Pentacles, the seed of potential, opportunities. And this reading is about opportunities for change, because that's what this Virgo energy is about. Okay, let's get some clarifying tarot on these. I'm using the Light Seers mini deck for the clarifying cards. On the Hermit, we have the Knight of Swords. Your path is clear. The Knights are all instigators of change. With the Knight of Swords, this is moving forward, clearing the obstacles. I feel like that with that being on the Hermit card, you are seeing very clearly. You're very focused. And the path is open. You can see your path clearly. On the King of Cups, we have the Knight of Cups. Okay, another instigator of change, bringing love, joy, gratitude into your life. Perhaps somebody comes out with the truth of how they feel about you, which brings joy and gratitude, showing their feelings of love for you. I do feel like that for those of you who are looking for love or have love already in your life, this is going to be elevating, deepening your appreciation and love for one another. And with it being on the King of Cups, I do see this as a very supporting, nurturing energy coming in for you as well. On the Wheel of Fortunes, we have the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords does represent the doubts and fears that you can't see. Well, I feel like that the Hermit has gone down into this shadow self. The Knight of Swords has cleared a lot of those obstacles, but now I feel like that you're looking at your reflection in the mirror and seeing how it has changed you, how you have grown, how your perspective has shifted with this Wheel of Fortune. I do feel like that you are setting yourself free of these past doubts and fears, but I think that in that shift, you are also accepting the lessons that your doubts and fears have shown you with gratitude, because they have shown you the truth. And now you can feel joy for now being free of those, and also having a deeper understanding of who you are. This is also a great journal prompt for you as well. writing letters to yourself or to aspects of yourself, helping that aspect of yourself to heal, to let go. What have you learned from a negative experience, and how it's made you be able to have the strength to shift into something more joyful and towards the truth. And then we have the Seven of Swords on the Six of Staves. Here, the Seven of Swords, it is a card of strategy. Here you are with the Seven of Swords. This is someone who's sneaking into the enemy camps to steal all their swords. But they're doing it in a very nonchalant way rather than like a sneaky way. Although with the Seven of Swords, this could also be someone who is doing something underhanded. Somebody who has, talked some gossip about you. Maybe they prevented you from getting that promotion or that raise, or caused you to lose your job or what have you, which is what stirred up this Eight of Swords. And I feel like that the shift here is your strategy is like, you know what, they set me free from a place that I didn't want to be in. I don't want to work in a toxic place. I don't want to be in a toxic relationship or friendship. And so I feel like that is the victory. And then on the Page of Cups, we have Judgment, resurrection, restoration. And here with the Page of Cups, I feel like that you're coming back to your own creativity that is healing. It's restoring life back into your life and filling it with joy. It's, here we have the Hermit, which is like the dark night of the soul. And you can kind of feel dead inside when you're in that dark night, until you see your soul light is guiding you through that darkness. And then you can begin this journey of following your soul light upwards with joy and gratitude, having learned those tough life lessons, the truth about certain people, the truth about certain situations, and you can treat it with joy and gratitude. Like, thank you for teaching me that hard lesson. Thank you for letting me know that you are a deceitful, underhanded person that I don't really want in my life. And you are beginning a new life. For some of you, you could be starting a new life. We have the path clear with the Knight of Swords, and we have the Knight of Cups with the King of Cups, where this could be new love coming in, nurturing you, helping you to see yourself in a better light, helping to guide you to victory by showing you and reflecting to you your own strength, that you are stronger than you know, and you can rise above the situation and find your creativity. Be creative in how you start a new life. Okay, let's get you a Rooted Woman Oracle card. I am going to be reading the meaning of your card from this book so that you have a deeper understanding and how it fits in with the rest of your reading. Okay, we have for you Bean Fisa, Women's Wisdom. Okay, I feel like that your journey has taught you a great deal of wisdom. Many of you may have met a wise woman on your journey. Maybe one of your own inner archetypes, from the Hermit to the Wheel of Fortune, the Six of Staves to the Judgment here. You have discovered the archetype of your own inner women's wisdom. And this can also represent women's healing, herbology, working with herbs, healing teas, healing foods, realizing that the food you eat can be used to promote your health and well-being, and can be treated like medicine to bring your body back into balance. Again, with this King of Cups, with the Knight of Cups, showing yourself some love and compassion. And that's going to help you go through this shift of seeing the truth of your shadow, because your Hermit is returning from your shadow self. It's discovered, you have discovered your soul light, and that light is rising up. And the Eight of Swords with the Wheel of Fortune is helping you make that shift with deeper understanding, and you can feel grateful for those tough lessons, and even showing yourself some love, knowing that you're responsible for your own joy. Okay, so being Fiza, the wise woman, the being Fiza, pronounced Banfasa, so I'll pronounce that correctly, Banfasa, literally the woman of knowledge. Here we have truth. Okay, she is a key figure in Celtic folklore. She is a powerful healer whose methods extend beyond the practices of herbalism, which are typically associated with wise women of other traditions. The Banfasa would act as an intermediary between people and the other world. Okay, we have the Hermit here. We have, even with the Eight of Swords, the mirror can operate as a portal. We have Judgment. You're rising up, another portal card of otherworldly. You're rising up out of the underworld. Okay, so incorporating into her practice elements of both spiritual guide and modern therapeutic psychologist. So some of you might be energy workers, Reiki practitioners, singing bowls, sound meditations, to realign your chakras, to realign your energy system, as your energy system is shifting with this Wheel of Fortune, and it's bringing you balance. Whatever feels right for you. We do have the Page of Cups here, which is creative. So I feel like you're going to be dabbling in a few different ways of healing. And not just healing yourself, because the best healers are ones who have gone through their own self-healing and self-awareness, and because they know themselves so well, they can recognize those same aspects in other people. However, sometimes you need to be careful of people who are projecting their archetypes onto you. So the Banfasa, close association with the other world, can be seen as a shamanic in nature, involving visits to the spirit world in order to return with gifts and knowledge In this way, she was able to establish not just communication, but a kind of equilibrium between the two worlds, which would in turn foster moral and spiritual equilibrium within her community. And we have talked about that in your reading. As an ally, our journey, the Banvasa, offers us the old ancestral and spiritual wisdom, which teaches us how we might live in balance in the world and how we might live in harmony with our communities. She reminds us to listen to the whisperings of the other world and shows us how to discern the true meaning and nature of events and situations with all their multiple interconnections. With her help, we can discover the wisest courses of action and the wisest decisions to take along our path. And I do feel like that's the Seven of Swords, being strategic to your victory with that Six of Staves. Finding victory in a peaceful way. Disarming those who want to go to war with you. How can you disarm them and prevent harm from occurring on both sides? And with the Page of Cups, creativity and healing, and the Judgment card, because the Page of Cups is also, humor, being silly, having fun, and rising up, because a lot of times humor can disarm certain situations. And laughter is the best medicine because it brings us joy. And who wouldn't be grateful to hear a great joke, some good humor, be thankful for those who lovingly give us that humor, especially in the choppy waters, difficult times, where we can, even make fun of ourselves, make fun of our own shortcomings and, for accidents that may happen. And we can just, it's kind of like slapstick humor. Okay, let's get you a few cards from Moon Magic. Okay, Spirit, drop this card out. And we have a dark moon. We will have a dark moon with this Virgo new moon just before the solar eclipse in Virgo. I let go, I release, I am within perfect possibility. And this Virgo new moon with the Virgo solar eclipse is a perfect time for letting go what has been holding you back or that which no longer serves you for your highest good. Here is your artwork, and we have the waning crescent 5. I invite peace within myself. I ripple this outwards. And to me, this speaks of the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups. The King of Cups who has become master of his emotions, and the Knight of Cups, the instigator of change, who is bringing love and joy to the world and those around them. Here is your artwork, and we have last quarter moon. Life is conspiring for me. Yes, you are rising above and going through these shifts. You're rising above your doubts and fears. You've confronted them. You know where they're from. You're familiar. This doesn't mean that you're not done working with them and learning the lessons that they have to share with you, but you have a good start. And now you know life is conspiring for you. Okay, let's get you 3 magical everyday spells, because new moons are a great time for beginning projects, beginning those spells that take a little bit longer to manifest something. Okay, we have protection. Witch bells. Throughout history, bells on the door have protected us from negative energy and even ill-intentioned spirits. Iron and silver are popular choices for their connection to warding off the fae, but any bell will do. When you hang one, chant, "Guard our home, bell on the door, let evil forces come no more." Look, here we have manifestation. So I do feel like that you're going to be very productive and manifesting. Alight your vision. Quickly boost your affirmations with a little flame. Write an affirmation or intention on a bay leaf and burn it in a fire-safe bowl. Bay leaf symbolizes transformation, and fire is a symbol of vitality. Together, they'll ignite your energy and kindle your goals to life, because life is conspiring for you. And look, you have another manifestation card. Soothe anxiety and claim your calm. Tap into your magical core and ground yourself in stressful situations. Say aloud or in your head, "The ground supports me, the air sustains me. As I will, so mote it be." Follow this incantation with at least 3 deep breaths, because 3 deep, meaningful breaths will bring calm and release anxiety. And we do have this soothing of anxiety with the King of Cups and this Knight of Cups. And that's going to help shift your energies. And you're going to rise up with creativity, with fun, with joy and gratitude. So I'm going to end your reading here, pile 3. Very lovely reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that it resonated with you and inspired you. And until next time, take care and blessed be, my friends.